The bitch is back. The Minaal 2.0 carry-on bag, and I got a lot of opinions and some accessories to review. Woo! So this is the Minaal 2.0 carry-on bag. You might remember a while ago I did a review of the 1.0 that ended up clocking in at just around 30 minutes. I had a lot of fun reviewing that bag because I feel like it had a lot of things to say about how to travel, and this bag is no different. It is an update, and I'm gonna get into the updates on this bag as well as a general sort of review of the bag, as well as show you some of the accessories that I mentioned. Now, this is a technical single bag travel bag. That's what I call this, a technical single bag travel bag, which is to say I want to travel potentially the world, but I want to use one bag. And it's technical in that I can fit my laptop, my iPad, my gear that I need to bring on a daily basis, because for those of us who are traveling and working remotely, that's what this kind of bag is for. Now, as a technical single bag travel bag, I think we're going to judge it by 4 criteria. Number 1, does it fit enough stuff? Does this bag fit what I need to go on my trip, whether it be for 3 days or 3 weeks? Number 2, how does it look? You know, your bag says something about you, and for some of us that's an important thing because we're super vain. But I think all of us resonate a little bit with how does it look, because a lot of how it looks is sort of like you're getting ideas about how it's gonna perform. Number 3, is it durable enough? Is this thing gonna break when I'm in the middle of just hopping trains in Hamburg, Germany or something like that? I don't want that to happen. Is it durable enough? And number 4, what is it like to use? Is it actually enjoyable to use, or is it a constant hassle? So, those are the 4 criteria. Let's dig in. This bag is lovely in that it opens up like a clamshell. Clamshell. Now, in my last video, we actually talked about packing this side of the bag, so you can just throw your stuff over here. This bag has a great capacity because there is no bulk. The fabric material is thin. It's rigid. Don't let you think that it's gonna, it's gonna break on you. It's just not a bunch of padding and robust stuff that is at like the Tortuga bag or the Air travel bag, which I'll review in a little bit. They use very thick, robust materials and have padding and stuff like that, whereas this is minimal, light. They are obsessive about that at Minaal. So for that reason, there's a lot of capacity in this bag, even though it has this sort of a small sort of silhouette. Now, that said, I think you're still gonna be little strapped for space, because what this bag is asking of you is, are you sure you need to bring that? Of all the technical single bag travel bags, I would say that the capacity on this one might be a little bit smaller, and for a good reason. These guys designed this bag for the ease of travel, not just can it fit everything, but then what is it like to walk down the aisle of the plane, to throw it under the seat in front of you, to run with it from one small Venetian street to the next, right? It's designed so that it doesn't have what they call travel drag, and I've experienced the travel drag. I'll show you when I review this bag, this huge Patagonia backpack, which is great for fitting everything and sucks to travel with unless you've completely surrendered yourself to the fact that this is gonna be a hassle. So all that to say, can it fit your stuff? Yes, it can. Now, it has a couple features that help you fit even more stuff. One of them is these built-in pockets. Now, in 1.0, they were flat. They were flat to the bag. Here, they have dimension. They've got about maybe an inch and a half of dimension there. So you can shove shirts and fudgies and whatever you need to inside of there and pack them out. They're like built-in compression boxes, which makes it really easy for you then to take your packing cubes and throw them right on top. Again, we're gonna get into these packing cubes in just a little bit, but you can use compression ones as well that grab a bunch of stuff, compress it into a small place, and then bam, there you go. Bam! Now this is just the main cabin compartment, which is separate obviously from the laptop and storage compartment, as well as the 2 smaller pockets up there, which I'll show you in just a little bit. All of that to say, can it fit all your stuff? I believe it can, sir. I believe it can. It might be a little tight, but I believe it can. All right, so number 2, how does it look? How does it look? You tell me, how does it look? It's very sleek. I got into this in depth in the last video I did on the Minaal 1.0 carry-on bag. I love the slickness, the sleekness, the thinness, the slimness of this bag, because as you're running through the aisles of the plane, as you're throwing the bag under the seat in front of you, as you're going from bus to train, as you're walking through the town, it's nice to not have like a million straps dangling off. And they did a good job not having straps dangling off on this bag. The look to me is what I call industrial slick. All right, it's industrial because it's kind of gritty. The materials, the feel, the look of it is sort of industrial, right? But it's slick, right? So it's slick, but it's not quite all the way to like, you know, I have a small dog that I carry around with me. By the way, I've got this sucker zipped up tight on the back here just to show you. It does this like briefcase mode where you're like, hi, I'm just here with my briefcase. I'm a businessman. Which I never use it like that because I don't hang out with people that I would need to use it like that with. But then you simply zip it open, put all this in, it slides right underneath, and now you've got your straps, complete with these little load-bearing straps, which I'll talk to you about in a little bit. So how does it look when it's on? I think it is killer. It's thin, it's not wider than my body, because I got a pretty wide body. The straps are nice, the minimal, there's no logos except for these little tiny guys. Everything's really tastefully done, all right? And then when I go like this, get my little booby guy going, I like to push them together. I feel like it's a little sexier when I do that. All in all, it's like a nice, tight look, you know, it's not bulk, and like I could go, like I could run right now. I have so much stuff on my bag, I could run. So, how does it look? You tell me. Number 3, is it durable enough? Bags like this, you really don't want to break on you. So, Fabric's good, strong, solid, real deal. Zippers, especially the big clamshell zipper, extremely strong, rigid YKK zippers. All the little zippers, also YKKs. Strong, 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 strong. Good zippers. Zipper pulls are even strong and nicely designed. By the way, have you ever had a bag where the zipper pull broke? It kind of sucks. Handles, love them. Love these guys. They're strong, they're smooth, they're nice, they're sleek. There's something about a handle. A handle just says something. Oh, it says so much. Straps, especially where the straps are attached to the bag, is something to look at. These are super strong, nice, put together well, and they have the compression straps, which help you lift the load a little bit. I don't know, they do a little bit. I have no problems with how these straps are attached or the material that the strap is made out of. It's actually quite comfortable. Also, what's great about this bag, it has a built-in rain jacket that you can clip off if you need to. You got a nice little stash pocket for hidden stuff down there, but the rain jacket is great. It covers the whole kit and caboodle. Oh, really great. It's really good, you're gonna like it. It's really nice. Like so, and you're ready to roll. This thing is completely waterproof, and it just rolls right off your back like you're a duck, like you're a quack quack duck. I went into a little more depth on the durability of this sucker in the last video. So if you need more, go check that out. But I think this thing is not gonna let you down when you need it most. The durability on this is strong. And number 4, what is it actually like to use? First and foremost, as I've mentioned 100 times, this thing is sleek. It's really, really nice. What do I mean by sleek? It's like, it's not gonna catch on stuff as you're walking around. You can move faster with it. All right, it's very aerodynamic. You feel lighter when you're carrying this bag as opposed to other bags because you have a better sense of the room that you're taking up. You understand? It's sleek. All right? And that is one of the things that really defines the experience of this bag. The other thing is, it is tight, okay? It is tight to fit your stuff in this, especially if you pack it out too tight. This bag really does ask you, do you really need that? And for some of you, they might be asking that too harshly. For others, this is exactly the invitation you need to a life of minimal travel, which literally will change the way you live. My personal hero, Rick Steves, who if you're not watching him, if you're traveling somewhere and you're not watching Rick Steves, what are you doing with your life? Just like go watch him talk about stuff. Listen to him talk about packing his bag. Oh, there is nothing quite like Venice in springtime. I'm Rick Steves. Let's get high. Fucking love that guy. Rick, if you're watching, it is tight to use, especially, for example, if you pack this out, these pockets up here, which I haven't shown you yet, there's one sort of little guy with a mesh pocket zippered on the inside, built in. All right, this is where I throw my gotta get to, my headphones, my power adapter, my glasses. Then behind that is another sort of just a little bit bigger than that. And this is where I put the stuff that I don't really need to see ever, but I have it in case I need it. All right, getting into those pockets can be very stressful if this thing is packed out. You know, you've got it under the seat in front of you trying to get in and get your headphones or something like that when it's like packed to the gills. It's not where you want to be on this bag. And yet, you can totally do it because it's worth it to travel with something that's so small and minimal versus carrying a duffel bag, putting it in the seat above you, and then having a smaller bag with you. Totally viable way of travel, but I like this way because it's everything in one. So it's sleek to use and it's tight to use because it's asking you to be minimal. It's asking you to travel in the lap of luxury, which is to say, wherever you are, there you are. If you don't have it, maybe you don't need it, find the things you need inside of yourself instead of always looking for someone else to validate these things about you. So it's sleek, it's tight, and it's quality. All right, the feel of the materials, of the little zippers, of the handles, of love these little details right here. The way that this clip goes on is magnetic. Look at this thing. It just clips right on. See that? It's actually hard to show you, but you push it right off and then it just sinks right up there. Nice materials that these guys use on this. The straps have a perfect amount of padding without being this big gaudy thing, which means that this one's probably gonna start hurting into your shoulders quicker than say the Tortuga bag because the Tortuga has such a robust padded strap system, but I would rather travel sleeker like this if I'm honest. And it's also got more padding than this little Patagonia, or big Patagonia, which I'll review here in a little while, whose straps really hurt because they didn't quite have enough padding. It just dug straight into you. I've never had this problem with the bag. First of all, because you can't fit as much as you could fit in that Patagonia. Second of all, because it's actually the way that this is designed, it's nice, it's good, you're gonna like it. So that's what it's like to use. I love bags like this that have a point of view. Bag makers who have something that they're trying to ask of you. The bag maker who has a point of view, but it also comes with quality. I did a Tanner backpack rucksack review, and it had this very limited, minimal way of looking at things. You get big pocket, little pocket. That's it, pal. But the material, the craftsmanship of it it endeared me to the bag. I think you get something like that here with more pockets. Speaking of more pockets, let's get into all of the pockets on this bag really quick. Now, as I showed you, you have two pockets here. The smaller one on the top, the sort of medium-sized one underneath it. That's these babies. Then, as I showed you, you've got the main clamshell compartment. Inside, it has two 3D pockets for really great for shoving shirts, underwear, all that kind of stuff can just fit right in there, and then you just have your loose stuff for your packing cubes on top. I will mention these sort of things right here. These are compression straps. What I love how they did this, where they made a little loop for it to clip into on this side of the zipper. The bag is small, it's made from great materials, has a really strong zipper. So I never felt the need to use the compression straps, so I was always gonna cut them off. But what's great about this is you can choose to make them a little longer and clip in over here and really grip it and rip it, or you can keep them on this side of the zipper and you don't have to worry about it ever. Really nice. Love that little touch. That makes a big deal in terms of what it's like to use because there's no dongle dangle crap anywhere here. There is a small water bottle holder on the outside. I wish it was a little bit bigger. What I really wish on this thing is it was just a mesh pocket, I think. But it does have this nice strap that, if your water bottle goes up, they don't really fit perfectly in there, but it's got a little clasp, clip elastic thing that kind of comes right over it, so it won't fall off. Nice touch, but I've been liking these, the elastic ones. It's a nice thing. The elastic these days, they've made it much better than it used to be. I also showed you the back of the bag, how this zips up and you can go into briefcase mode, or you have the straps. By the way, one little note on these guys, you would think because they're only magnetic that they're not that strong. They clip in, and so the pressure's not on the magnets, it's on these clips. Second of all, you might think that they come undone all the time. They don't. I've never had them come undone. Now finally, we've got the laptop compartment, which is on the back of the bag, right next to the straps. The zipper here only goes halfway around the bag, from one corner to the other kitty corner to it. They have this unique way of putting in the laptop, which can come in either from the top, if you prefer, or from the side. I went into depth on this on the Minaal Daily Carry bag. I like this. I've liked using this thing. It's also got a place for your iPad right here on top, which again can come from the top or the side. I just put a little notebook in there. One new addition, which I really love, is a little pocket, like tiny little pocket here for pens. I'm a pen guy. I like to have a pen and a pencil with me on all times, and this is a perfect little pocket, like thin and long, the way I like to roll. Then you have a document pouch, okay, right here. Nice materials on this thing, like it. And inside of that, you have a smaller sort of field notes size holder thingy. The laptop is suspended from the bottom of the ground by a ways so that you can access it right from the top, which is great. So it's protected down there, which is also why the butt of the bag has this little like sag to it, because the laptop starts right here and goes up. Now this bag comes with an all new set that you can purchase separately of accessories. Let's get into some of these. First of all, you've got these cubes, which come in two sizes. This size and this size. On one side, they're mesh, so you can see through them. On the other side, they're this very thin, very light, but very strong material. Apparently, they went in a lot of work to find a good material for this thing because it needs to be sort of like packable downable into something extremely tiny, and it really is, like nothing. It also needs to be strong though. One of the big uses of this is you shove more stuff in here than can fit, and then you zip it up. Now, I have a lot of packing cubes. I've used a lot of them. I really like the ones that have like the compression zipper on the side. But what I'm always worried about is that they all use tiny little zippers. These guys use tiny little zippers. I'd be scared about like really grinding down on these things too hard, but they keep the weight and size down. It's something you're gonna have to navigate. I don't know. They look great to me. What's great also about them is there are special sizes. They're not the regular sizes of these things. They are designed to fit perfectly in this bag with one wide and two sort of smaller guys on top. Then if you have a thinner toiletry bag like this from the Slicks bag, it fits right on. This is definitely what I'll be using when I use this bag to travel, is their packing cubes. So that's the packing cubes. Here's another thing that they got going for them. It's this like shirt protector thing, and it actually clips onto the bag. It's got two very simple clips that clip on, and you might have seen something like this before. I certainly have seen some from Eagle Creek. The materials are nicer, and it's a little bit smaller than the Eagle Creek one I have. Comes with its like little packing instruction sort of hard thing, and it's meant to keep your shirts safe from wrinkles. By the way, there's also a mesh zipper thing in here. Now, I don't know what I would use this for. I don't get what it's for, you guys. What am I supposed to do with this thing? I'm sure people are finding interesting things to put in there. I like this thing. I like the material. I like the look. I like the aesthetic. I like that it clips on, though I don't think I would ever clip it on. Maybe. I don't know. I normally find a way to just pack a shirt that is like packable to like roll up, and if it gets wrinkly, it doesn't look that bad. It's sort of like anti-wrinkle stuff. But that's their shirt protector. I think it's better made than it needs to be. I like the material of it a lot. Now, check out this little guy. This is their little mobile tool case. It's rigid and padded, okay, on the outside. It's got a little tiny handle on the outside, little zippers with the nice pulls, tiny little Minaal logo on there. Everything looks pretty attractive. And then inside, you've got these kinds of things. So this is all Velcro. You can customize it, move these things around to fit your needs. And then you've got a pocket here that's a zipper, and then a like little thing behind it, so you have two with a divider, I guess, going down the middle. So two sections there in case you want to use, and then two sections here with an elastic sort of undies band on the top. So if you travel with gear like a GoPro or a small camera setup or something like that, you could also use it for your power bricks and stuff like that, but I always like to keep those really accessible. This is quite a nice little handy thing, right? Especially because it fits perfectly in the bag with these other tools. It's nice. If you like these sorts of things, it's nice. That's all I'm saying is it's nice. Now, there are 2 more accessories for this bag. One of them is the shoulder strap. If you ever wanted to not use this thing with the backpack straps, you can zip those things away like I showed you earlier in the video and attach the shoulder strap to these loops here, which is because you're silly. The backpack straps are sensational. That's why you get this bag. If you want a bag that uses these, I don't know, but it's a nice strap. Hey, it's a really nice strap. It's super padded. I wish it went a little bit smaller, to be honest. When I use a strap like this, I like it to be very small so that I can get it nice and tight on my shoulders doing the thing. Again, love the clips that they've used on this thing. Love the material that they're using. It's better than it needs to be, and it's one of those, another moment where you're like, damn, this feels nice to use. Okay, and then finally, you've got these hip straps that you can attach to this bag. First and foremost, these guys are little, they're minimal. You could fit them into the bag and bring them along, and they're not adding almost anything to the size of your pack or to the weight of it. They're soft, they're light, they're super light. And they attach with a nice little clip to this section of the bag down here. There's these 2 little loops. This is like not insignificant, especially if you have a smaller frame and if your pack gets heavy and it gets kind of like, it weighs you down a little bit. If I was doing like a month or 2 through Europe or something like that, I'd probably bring these. I wouldn't leave them on because I don't like traveling around with them unless I'm going like on an actual walk. But I would put them in the bag so I could pull them out. If I got halfway through the trip and I didn't need them, I'd probably just throw them out, buy new ones if I ever needed them. But this is nice. This is a nice little accessory. Okay, so that is the Minaal 2.0 carry bag, a technical single bag travel bag. I love this bag because I agree with the philosophy of travel that this bag puts forth, and it has the added bonus of it's a delight to use. Great craftsmanship, thoughtful design. I'm really proud of how these weird Kiwis put this bag together. Which is the final point about this bag. It's made by indie manufacturers, people who just care about travel, and they decided to scratch their own itch and make their own product. They kickstarted it. So when you buy Minaal, you're supporting independent manufacturing. I think that's killer. So thank you so much for paying attention to little old me, for being the kind of person who researches your things before you purchase them. Buy stuff that people care, where the manufacturers care about you, and do good stuff. I've been Chase Wordman-Reeves. You can follow me more at Twitter. All the links are in the thing below. You can listen to my podcast, The Fizzle Show, if you want to learn more about how to earn a living doing something that you care about, which clearly I care too much about bag reviews. Talk to you later, guys. Thank you for watching. Bye.